The year is 2021. Shakur Stevenson was emerging as one of the brightest talents in professional boxing. After 16 straight victories and securing the vacant WBO interim super featherweight title in his ranks, the undefeated machine has a newfound lust for a second title. But standing in his way is the phenomenal Jamel Herring, a former sergeant in the U.S. Marine Corps who has lost a child and suffered PTSD and clinical depression from fighting war overseas. An opponent across the ring was the least of his worries. The old but wise champion retained the WBO junior lightweight title in his last fight, beating the legendary Carl Frampton. But now it's time for the fight between Sugar and Semper Fi. Will this accomplished veteran show that experience trash's flashiness, or will Shakur's journey as a formidable threat only now be going into second gear? For Shakur, success had been plentiful throughout his young career. At the age of 18, he became the youngest American male boxer to win a medal at the Olympics since 1924. The fast-rising talent developed into a master of the hit and don't get hit fighting style. His precision beats volume manner and his high ring IQ meant that he had fights that were termed boring instead of clean and technical. In his latest sub-classic against Jeremiah Nakathila, Shakur didn't throw more than 35 punches in any single round. In 5 of the rounds, he didn't throw more than 25 punches. Critics wrote him off.
You boring, nigga. You boring. Everybody's seen it.
But for Shakur, this fight gave him the opportunity to reinvent his image in the public eye, and he sought respect just as much as the title.
I'm gonna get back to the gym. I'm gonna work on some things, and I'm gonna keep getting better and better. And my next performance is gonna be better than this one.
In the face-off, the unbeaten 24-year-old again tried to grab the WBO belt from Herring and then delivered a few parting words. Shakur swore he had become a heel and promised to deliver a demolition in his outing against Herring. But Herring is not the type of guy to be intimidated. When he was deployed to combat in Iraq, he served as a gunman on top of a Humvee. His biggest fear was much more substantial than an overhand right.
Whenever we got stopped, I felt like I was always sitting duck because I'm on top of a Humvee.
Hey, we'll try to position.
I seen in one of my Humvees hit a pressure plate. And when the explosion hit, it split the whole part of the Humvee.
Herring had risen through the ranks in the Marine Corps' boxing team and even became captain of the U.S. Olympic boxing team in London 2012. His dedication took him to earning the WBO Super Lightweight Championship. Experience was what he would need to lean on if he was to overcome the young challenger. Finally, on October 23rd of 2021, the two entered the ring in State Farm Arena, Atlanta. The old teammates touched gloves and the bell rang for the first time. From the get-go, Shakur Stevenson was too fast for Herring, showing nice ring control as he dictated the pace and had the seasoned fighter biting on every feint. He punished any aggressive approach from his opponent, landing a barrage of left-handed assaults that seemed to hurt the veteran.
Jamel Herring has to ask himself, what is he willing to live with? Is he willing to live with?
It soon became a war of attrition. Herring's Marine fighting spirit was not ready to back down anymore, but he was getting punished for his toughness with clubbing hooks from the younger and fresher fighter.
You see, this is the fight that I knew that Shakur Stevenson had in him. I know he can stand his ground. I know he can fight well in the inside, and he's showing us.
Then goes down to the body with a jab, then back upstairs with the left hand. 3-punch combination to the head.
Inspiring advice from Herring's corner saw him have his closest rounds of the fight yet. Effective aggression coupled with a good right jab kept the Marine in the fight.
That's discouraging for Jamel Herring because nothing is working at the moment.
Hands free, guys.
Oh, nice.
That's what he has to do. Break, I got it.
It's a really good round for Jamel Herring.
Semper Fi, as Herring was called, was willing to throw his values out the window at this point of the battle. Dirty inside fighting and illegal shots were his only way of keeping up with Shakur, who was too good everywhere, in the pocket and at range. The fight had entered the no-regret moments, and the defending champion knew it was time to let his hands go.
Beautiful short uppercut right there by Herring on the inside, but here.
Round number 8.
Team Herring has to continue to try to convince him that he can win this fight. He's only hitting Shakur to the body with the left hand, free the right hand up. Good sequence with both hands right there from Herring.
Shakur Stevenson in the past, who was willing to talk, willing to trade barbs, and now he's got to get into his fighter.
Herring, who had a swelling for much of the fight, was cut in the 9th round just above his right eye.
Shots like that.
Don't punch. I got it.
Shakur, proving to be the villain, started to target the cut. The severity of the cut forced referee Mark Nelson to call the ringside physician to look at it.
He stand out of the way. That's what I like. I like refs to stay out of the way.
That's Mark Nelson, veteran. We've seen him.
After the 10th round technical knockout victory, Stevenson said that some media criticism, particularly from ESPN's Tim Bradley, spurred him on to give a more entertaining performance.
Blood dripping down the eye. It's in the spot. It's above the eye, so it is definitely blurring his vision a bit, impairing his vision.
Jamel Herring's professional career after this fight was a short one. He had 3 fights against Jermaine Ortiz, Nicholas Molina, and Jackson England, winning just 1 and retiring with an indubitably respected record of 24-5. Shakur's career, on the other hand, was only just getting started, even though he was 17 fights into his career. Stevenson would go on to unify the WBC and vacant the ring's super featherweight titles with his WBO super featherweight belt in his next fight against Oscar Valdez, and then defeat Robson Conceição before moving to lightweight to beat De Los Santos for the vacant lightweight title and making his first defense of his WBC lightweight title against Artem Harutyunyan. It's unclear what Stevenson will do next, but undoubtedly, all boxing fans will undoubtedly follow and admire what he sets out to achieve in the future.